We gather before you, faithful God, standing together against intimidation, fear, and paralysis. You command courage, not because we are strong alone, but because your presence surrounds us wherever we go. We refuse the shrinking voice of terror and rise in confident trust. As one family, one body, one dwelling under your watchful hand, we declare that no threat will silence our calling. Strengthen our hearts, steady our steps, and awaken bold obedience within us, so we advance unafraid, upheld by your unending nearness and victorious love guiding us forward through every shadow into fearless, faithful purpose by your light. Lord, replace every fear-born weakness in our bodies and minds with your restoring strength and courage. Where intimidation has tightened muscles, stolen sleep, and drained energy, breathe your life back into us. Let holy vitality move through every cell, every nerve, every hidden place where stress has settled and fear has made its nest. We refuse the slow erosion of our health that comes from constant worry, and we receive the deep, steady renewal that flows from your nearness. Let your power touch bones, blood, breath, and brain until our whole being stands upright again, unbowed by terror and unruled by anxiety. Bring healing to every member of our family and remove the anxiety that steals our vitality. Where silent pressures have weighed upon hearts, release a gentle but unstoppable freedom. Where intimidation has whispered lies of weakness, speak truth that awakens resilience. Let tired minds become clear, trembling hands become steady, and weary hearts become strong. Let laughter return where heaviness lingered. Let confident expectation replace dread. Knit our family together in shared strength so that no one carries hidden fear alone and no one fights unseen battles without support, comfort, and grace. Let your presence fill our home with health, driving out sickness and emotional pain. As light drives out shadows, let your nearness drive out every residue of despair, panic, and oppression. Let the air of our dwelling be saturated with peace that restores the body and calm that stabilizes the mind. Cancel every demonic assignment that has sought to intimidate us through illness, confusion, or exhaustion. We declare that our home is not a place where fear grows, but a sanctuary where healing flourishes and courage takes root in every room, every conversation, every quiet moment. Heal wounds from past intimidation and restore confidence and joy to our hearts. Where harsh voices once silenced us, give us a strong and gentle voice again. Where threats once froze our steps, give us movement filled with assurance. Where memories of pressure and control once haunted our thoughts, rewrite those inner narratives with freedom and dignity. Let old scars lose their sting as your kindness washes over them. Transform painful recollections into testimonies of deliverance, so that what once weakened us now strengthens us with wisdom, compassion, and unshakable trust in you. Make our lives testimonies that your nearness is greater than any affliction. Let those who see us recognize a resilience that cannot be explained by circumstance alone. Let restoration speak louder than intimidation ever did. Where fear once ruled our decisions, let faith now guide our direction. Where hesitation once delayed our obedience, let bold trust now quicken our response. Cause our recovery to reveal your faithfulness, and our rising to display your sustaining hand, so that every healed place in us becomes a living witness of your victory over fear. Sweep through our thoughts and uproot every belief that tells us we are fragile, doomed, or destined to break. Plant instead the assurance that we are upheld, guarded, and strengthened by you. Let your Spirit gently retrain our minds away from constant alarm and into steady awareness of your presence. Replace racing thoughts with ordered peace. Replace mental fog with clarity. Replace inner trembling with quiet authority. Let the healing of our minds be as real and tangible as the healing of our bodies, until our inner world becomes a place where courage lives naturally. Where intimidation has manifested as chronic tension, dissolve it with your calming touch. Let shoulders relax under your care. Let jaws unclench beneath your mercy. Let hearts beat with confident rhythm instead of frantic urgency. Teach our bodies that danger does not define our reality. Your presence does. Teach our nervous systems to rest in the truth that we are not alone, not abandoned, not unprotected. Let deep restoration flow into places where fear has been stored for years, releasing us from burdens we learned to carry but were never meant to bear. Breathe healing into relationships strained by stress and fear. Where intimidation caused harsh words, grow patience. Where anxiety produced distance, cultivate tenderness. Where unspoken worries built walls, create honest and gentle communication. Let forgiveness move freely among us, washing away the residue of pressure and pain. Make our family interactions a source of strength, not strain, so that every shared moment becomes a small act of healing and every loving exchange becomes resistance against the spirit of intimidation. Cancel every generational pattern of sickness tied to fear, silence, or oppression. We renounce inherited expectations of weakness. We reject the belief that intimidation must pass from one generation to the next. By your authority, break every cycle that taught us to endure fear instead of overcoming it. Establish a new inheritance of health, courage, and emotional wholeness. Let our children and their children know a freedom from fear that previous generations longed for but could not fully grasp. Release healing into hidden places of shame where intimidation once took root. Where we felt small, unseen, or powerless, let dignity arise. Where we internalized threats and made them part of our identity, separate us from every false label. Remind us that we are not defined by what tried to silence us, but by the God who speaks life over us. Let self-worth grow strong and steady, grounded not in circumstance, but in your unwavering love and acceptance. Send your angelic help to guard the process of our restoration. Let unseen assistance strengthen visible recovery. Let holy protection stand watch over our minds when old fears attempt to return. Let gentle reminders of your presence interrupt every rising wave of panic. Let the ministry of your Spirit move quietly but powerfully within us, mending what was fractured and reinforcing what was fragile, until intimidation finds no remaining foothold in body, mind, or heart. Where fear has expressed itself as fatigue, replace exhaustion with fresh endurance. Where intimidation has stolen appetite for life, restore delight and anticipation. Let creativity awaken. Let motivation return. Let purpose feel attainable and near. Infuse our daily routines with healing rhythms that nurture strength rather than drain it. Teach us to rest without guilt, to move without fear, and to breathe without restraint, knowing that every small act of care is part of your great work of restoration. Touch memories that still carry pain and transform their meaning. Not by erasing what happened, but by surrounding it with your redeeming presence. Let past intimidation lose its authority over our present and future. Let remembered fear become remembered deliverance. As you heal the emotional landscape within us, let new pathways of courage form, so that where we once recoiled, we now stand, and where we once hid, we now live openly and freely. Let healing spread through our home like light at dawn. Let every doorway welcome peace, Let every bed cradle restful sleep. Let every table host conversations free from dread. Consecrate our dwelling as a place where intimidation cannot linger and sickness cannot dominate. May the atmosphere itself preach comfort to weary hearts and confidence to hesitant spirits. Let visitors sense restoration when they enter and carry hope with them when they leave. Strengthen our immune systems as a declaration that fear will not govern our biology. Strengthen our hearts as a sign that panic will not command our rhythm. Strengthen our minds as proof that intimidation will not rule our thoughts. Let physical healing and spiritual healing move together, each reinforcing the other until our whole lives resonate with balanced, resilient health rooted in your sustaining power. Where hidden grief has weakened us, release cleansing tears that heal rather than harm. Where suppressed emotions have burdened our bodies, bring gentle release. Let us feel without being overwhelmed, remember without being crushed, and hope without being afraid. Teach us that vulnerability in your presence is not danger but doorway, not exposure but encounter, not weakness but pathway to deeper strength. As you restore us, train us to resist intimidation with quiet confidence rather than frantic struggle. Let healing make us steady. Let wholeness make us brave. Let renewed vitality make us available for every good work you have prepared. May our restored health become a weapon of peace against fear, a testimony of grace against oppression, and a banner of courage lifted high over our family and home. If you are believing for deep healing in body, mind, family, and home, declare in agreement, I receive God's restoring strength and wholeness. Let this response be your shared stand against intimidation and your welcome to the healing presence surrounding you now. Surround us with divine protection wherever we go. Let no intimidation overpower us. As we step into every space and season, encircle us with your unfailing guardianship. Let your presence go before us, stand beside us, and remain behind us, closing every door through which fear would try to enter. Where threatening voices rise, let your authority silence them. Where hostile intentions form, let your defense dissolve them. Make it impossible for intimidation to corner our hearts, for we dwell within the wide, secure boundaries of your watchful care. Guard our family from visible and invisible dangers. Protect us from what we can foresee and from what we cannot detect. Let every trap set in secret be exposed and dismantled by your light. Let every scheme formed in darkness collapse before it reaches us. Station your protection over our paths, our journeys, our routines, and our rest. Keep watch over conversations, decisions, and relationships, so that nothing born of malice or manipulation finds access to our lives or influence over our future. Establish our home as a safe refuge under your constant oversight. Let its walls be more than structure. Let them be testimony of your covering. May fear find no resting place here, and intimidation no echo within these rooms. Consecrate every doorway so that only what carries peace may enter. Let every window frame hope instead of dread. Mark this dwelling as territory guarded by heaven, where safety is not fragile but anchored in your unchanging faithfulness. Shield our minds from fearful thoughts and threatening voices. When whispers of worst-case outcomes attempt to flood our thinking, raise a strong barrier of truth. When inner narratives of defeat try to replay, interrupt them with assurance of your nearness. Train our thoughts to run toward your promises instead of toward imagined disasters. Let mental protection be as real as physical shelter, so that intimidation cannot dominate our imagination or dictate our expectations. Let your constant presence be a wall of fire around all that concerns us. Where intimidation seeks to press close, let your holy boundary push it back. Where danger approaches, let your fiery defense stand immovable. Cancel every demonic assignment sent to harass, stalk, or unsettle our lives. We declare that every hostile spirit finds its advance halted and its voice muted at the border of your protection. No threat, whether loud or subtle, has permission to pass through your guarding presence. Cover our movements with discreet but powerful security. In public places and private spaces, let your protection travel with us. When we are aware of risk, heighten our wisdom. When we are unaware of danger, increase your intervention. Keep accidents from finding us. Keep violence far from our doors. Keep intimidation from taking root in our daily rhythms. Let safety accompany our comings and goings, turning ordinary travel into quiet testimony of your preserving grace. Guard our speech so intimidation cannot twist our words into weapons against us. Guard our hearing so fear cannot disguise itself as wisdom. Guard our sight so threatening images do not brand our minds. Surround our senses with calm authority that filters what enters and strengthens what leaves. Let every interaction pass through the covering of your peace, so that communication becomes protected ground where truth thrives and fear withers. Stand watch over our sleep and our waking. When night stretches long and shadows attempt to speak, let your guardianship speak louder. Keep nightmares from forming and anxious thoughts from pacing. Let rest be deep, unbroken, and healing. When we rise, let courage rise with us. Establish a rhythm of safety that does not fade with darkness or daylight, but remains constant, like your unwavering attention over our lives. Protect our family bonds from intimidation that divides. Where fear would isolate, draw us together. Where threats would silence, give us brave and gentle words. Where pressure would fracture trust, reinforce unity. Make our relationships fortified places where honesty and love are defended by your presence. Let no external force succeed in turning us against one another, for our shared safety is strengthened by shared devotion and mutual care. Send timely warnings when danger nears and quiet reassurance when fear exaggerates. Tune our awareness to your guidance so we do not move recklessly nor freeze unnecessarily. Teach us the difference between true caution and crippling intimidation. Let your spirit nudge us away from harm and anchor us when panic would drive us to flee. In this steady guidance, make our protection intelligent, peaceful, and complete. Station angelic help at the thresholds of our lives. Let unseen guardians keep faithful watch over our paths, our home, and our future. Let their quiet ministry reinforce the shield around us. Not often named, but always active, let this heavenly assistance testify that we are not left to defend ourselves alone. Under this layered protection, let intimidation grow weak, confused, and ultimately silent. Where intimidation once dictated our choices, let protection now empower bold obedience. Let safety free us to walk in purpose without shrinking back. Let guarded hearts become generous hearts, no longer ruled by suspicion or dread. May your covering not confine us, but release us into fearless living, knowing that the one who surrounds us is greater than anything that surrounds our circumstances. If you are standing for divine protection over your mind, family, and home, declare in agreement, I live securely within God's covering. Let this confession be your shared shield of faith and your trust in the protection that never withdraws. Lead us boldly on the paths you have prepared, free from hesitation and paralyzing doubt. Where intimidation once caused us to second-guess every step, establish a steady confidence that moves forward with quiet assurance. Illuminate the road before us so that uncertainty loses its grip. Let your guidance be more than distant direction. Let it be close companionship that steadies our pace and clarifies our choices. When options multiply and pressure rises, make your way distinct, simple, and unmistakably safe. Direct every decision our family makes with heavenly wisdom. In moments large and small, shape our judgments with your insight. Where intimidation would rush us into fear-based reactions, teach us patient discernment. Where confusion would cloud our thinking, bring gentle clarity. Let our conversations be guided by truth rather than anxiety. Form agreement among us that reflects your heart, so that shared choices become channels of peace instead of arenas of stress. Order the affairs of our home so we walk in purpose, not confusion. Arrange our priorities with your loving authority. Remove distractions that drain courage and multiply worries. Establish rhythms that nurture faith, strengthen unity, and cultivate wisdom. Let every responsibility find its rightful place and every gift its rightful expression. Turn disorder into harmony and hurry into intentional movement, so our daily life itself becomes evidence that we are led, not driven. Help us see obstacles through the lens of your companionship. When barriers appear intimidating and immovable, remind us that we never face them alone. Transform every apparent dead end into an invitation to deeper trust. Let challenges become classrooms where courage is trained and faith is refined. Replace the question, how will we survive this? With the assurance, you are with us through this. In that awareness, let intimidation lose its power to define our limits. Make your voice louder than every intimidating alternative. When threatening opinions, fearful predictions, and past failures speak at once, raise the gentle authority of your guidance above them all. Tune our hearts to recognize your whisper amid the noise. Let your counsel interrupt inner panic and overrule outer pressure. Teach us to pause long enough to hear you clearly and then move decisively in the direction of your peace. Guide our steps through unfamiliar territory without letting fear dictate our route. Where we lack experience, supply wisdom. Where we lack certainty, supply courage. Let us not wander in circles around intimidation, but advance straight through it under your leading. Place signposts of grace along our way, confirming that we are not lost, but lovingly directed. In each turn and transition, let the assurance of your presence be our compass. Shape our ambitions so they align with your purposes rather than with our fears. Free us from goals born of intimidation, such as hiding, shrinking, or merely surviving. Inspire instead desires that reflect trust, service, and bold obedience. Redirect plans that would keep us small and expand visions that honor your greatness. Let our future be guided not by what threatens us, but by what you have promised us. Guide our words so intimidation cannot force silence where truth must speak. Give us language that is gentle yet unafraid, humble yet firm. When we must respond to pressure, let our replies carry wisdom instead of panic. When we must confront fear, let our voices remain steady. Teach us to speak life into tense moments, so that conversation itself becomes a pathway of guidance for those around us. Lead our thoughts away from imagined disasters and toward faithful expectation. When our minds begin to map every possible danger, redraw the picture with your promises. Replace mental rehearsals of defeat with visions of steadfast progress. Let inner dialogue become prayerful listening. In this renewed thinking, guide our emotions into calm and our actions into clarity until intimidation finds no foothold in our reasoning. Direct our timing so we neither rush ahead in fear nor linger behind in doubt. Train us to move when you move and to wait when you wait. Protect us from decisions made merely to escape pressure. Protect us also from delays caused by intimidation's grip. Let each season of action and stillness be governed by your wisdom, creating a rhythm of life that is courageous, measured, and fruitful. Guide our family legacy so those who come after us inherit courage instead of caution, rooted in fear. Let our choices carve a clear path for future generations to walk confidently. Establish traditions of trust, prayer, and wise discernment within our home. May children learn early that guidance is found in your presence, not in intimidation's demands. Through this inheritance, let guidance outlive pressure and faith outlast fear. Send gentle reminders when we drift and firm correction when we wander. Let your guidance be persistent but kind, steady but never harsh. Draw us back when we veer toward intimidation's shortcuts. Redirect us when we consider retreat. In every course correction, reveal your desire not to restrain us, but to protect and prosper us in the way of lasting peace. Consecrate our plans under your authority. Before we move, let us seek your face. Before we choose, let us listen for your leading. Make dependence on your guidance our first instinct rather than our last resort. In this posture of trust, let intimidation find no opportunity to hijack our direction or redefine our destiny. As you guide us, transform uncertainty into adventure with you. Let the unknown become a place of encounter rather than dread. Teach us to step forward not because we see the whole path, but because we know the one who walks it with us. In that companionship, let hesitation dissolve and purpose awaken. If you are seeking clear direction, free from fear and confusion, declare in agreement. I follow God's voice with courage and trust. Let this confession align your steps with divine guidance and anchor your decisions in the presence that never misleads. Deliver us from paralyzing fear and self-doubt that has tried to root itself deep within our thoughts. Where intimidation has frozen our courage and convinced us to stand still when we were called to move, release us into bold freedom. Break the invisible chains that bind our imagination to worst-case outcomes and our expectations to past defeats. Let your liberating power surge through our inner world, dissolving every stronghold that has whispered that we are trapped, overmatched, or destined to fail. Break every generational pattern of timidity within our family. Where ancestors survived by silence and shrinking back, establish a new heritage of holy boldness. Where fear once passed quietly from parent to child, let courage now flow openly from heart to heart. Uproot inherited intimidation, inherited shame, inherited hesitation. Plant instead a lineage of confident trust that stretches forward into futures untouched by old restraints and unruled by ancient anxieties. Cleanse our home from every atmosphere of oppression or heaviness. Where rooms have absorbed tension, fill them with lightness and peace. Where lingering dread has shaped the emotional climate, change the air with your presence. Let laughter drive out gloom and worship drive out fear. Consecrate every corner of our dwelling as free territory, where intimidation cannot linger and despair cannot find a voice. Make our home a place where freedom feels natural and fear feels foreign. Rescue us from situations designed to weaken our faith. Where manipulation has cornered us, open a way of escape. Where threats have tried to bargain with our obedience, restore uncompromising trust. Undo every trap set to exhaust, confuse, or silence us. Let every plan crafted to intimidate collapse under the weight of your authority. Lead us out from narrow places into wide spaces of liberty, where our faith stands tall and unpressured. Establish us in the freedom that comes from knowing you are with us, not distant, not delayed, but present and powerful. Let awareness of your nearness become our constant deliverance. When fear attempts to return, Let remembrance of your companionship push it back. Anchor our identity not in what we escaped, but in who walks beside us. In this assurance, let intimidation lose its leverage and its lingering echo. Cancel every demonic assignment sent to harass our thoughts, stalk our emotions, or shadow our future. We renounce every spirit of fear, every voice of accusation, every whisper of inevitable defeat. By your sovereign authority, silence them and send them away from our lives. Let their influence dissolve like mist before sunrise. Replace every hostile presence with the calm strength of your spirit, guarding our freedom with unwavering gentleness. Deliver our minds from mental prisons built by repeated intimidation. Tear down the walls of overthinking, the bars of dread, the locked doors of hopelessness. Lead our thoughts out into open fields of truth and possibility. Where we once circled the same fearful conclusions, create new pathways of confident reasoning. Let imagination become an ally of faith rather than a servant of fear. Release our emotions from the grip of old threats. Where panic once rose quickly, establish steady calm. Where dread lingered long, bring swift peace. Heal the reflex of fear that flinches before shadows. Teach our hearts that danger is not our master and intimidation is not our ruler. In emotional freedom, let us feel deeply without being dominated, respond wisely without being rushed. Free our voices from silence imposed by intimidation. Where we once swallowed truth to stay safe, give us words carried by grace and courage. Where fear taught us to hide, teach us to stand. Let testimony replace secrecy and honesty replace retreat. As our voices rise, let intimidation shrink, for truth spoken in your presence is a powerful act of deliverance. Deliver our bodies from the habits of fear. Where tension has been stored for years, release it. Where defensive postures have shaped our movements, relax them. Let our breathing deepen and our stance steady. Train our physical being to live in safety rather than brace for harm. In bodily freedom, let daily life feel spacious and secure, not cramped by caution. Rescue our future from expectations shaped by intimidation. Where we once planned for survival alone, awaken dreams of purpose and impact. Where we anticipated limitation, open vision for abundance. Remove the ceiling fear tried to lower over our hopes. Lift our eyes beyond past threats into horizons guarded by your promise. Send help that meets us at the exact point of need. Let timely intervention interrupt intimidation before it grows strong. Let wise counsel arrive when confusion spreads. Let unexpected kindness dismantle fear's narrative. Through these rescues, teach us to recognize deliverance not as rare miracle, but as steady mercy. Guard our freedom so it does not slowly erode under subtle pressure. When intimidation returns in quieter forms, expose it quickly. When old patterns attempt to rebuild, tear them down again. Establish vigilance rooted not in anxiety but in trustful awareness of your protecting power. Deliver our family dynamics from control and coercion. Where fear once shaped authority, replace it with loving strength. Where intimidation once maintained order, establish peace-filled leadership. Let mutual honor drive out mutual dread. Make our relationships reflections of freedom, not reminders of pressure. As you deliver us, transform our memory of captivity into gratitude for liberation. Let remembrance of what bound us deepen appreciation for what frees us. Turn former chains into stories of rescue that encourage others trapped in fear. Make our testimony a key that unlocks hope for many. Consecrate our freedom for holy purpose. Let deliverance not end in comfort alone, but extend into courageous obedience. Free us to serve, to love, to create, and to lead without intimidation's shadow. In liberated living, Let our daily actions preach that fear has lost its throne. If you are believing for freedom from every grip of fear and oppression, declare in agreement, "I stand delivered," walking in liberty with God. Let this confession seal your trust in the one who breaks chains and guards your newfound freedom. Bless us with bold faith that advances despite opposition. Where intimidation once caused us to hesitate at the threshold of opportunity, empower us to step forward with steady confidence. Let courage become our natural posture and trust our daily strength. When resistance rises, let blessing rise higher. Teach us to interpret pressure not as a sign to retreat, but as a summons to believe more deeply. In every moment that once threatened to shrink us, expand our expectation of your goodness at work on our behalf. Pour favor and provision upon our family in every season. Open channels of supply that intimidation cannot clog and fear cannot predict. Let resources arrive with perfect timing and wise measure. Where anxiety once counted scarcity, let gratitude now count abundance. Establish financial, emotional, and spiritual provision that steadies our hearts and frees our hands to serve generously. May our needs be met in ways that clearly reveal your attentive care and faithful oversight. Let our home overflow with evidence of your goodness. Fill our rooms with answered prayers, restored relationships, and unexpected joys. Let peace be the atmosphere and generosity the culture. Where intimidation once tried to make our dwelling a place of survival, transform it into a place of flourishing. May every shared meal, every conversation, and every quiet rest testify that blessing has taken root where fear once threatened to grow. Turn every intimidating obstacle into an opportunity for blessing. Where doors seem shut by threat or pressure, open new paths marked by grace. Let delays refine us rather than define us. Let detours lead to discoveries of your wisdom. Transform what once felt like barriers into bridges, carrying us toward greater fruitfulness. In each reversal, make it unmistakable that intimidation cannot cancel what you have purposed to bless. Crown our efforts with success that reflects your abiding presence. As we work, let diligence meet divine favor. As we plan, let wisdom align with opportunity. Guard our labor from futility and our dreams from discouragement. Where fear predicted failure, let achievement speak of your sustaining hand. May every good result direct attention not to our strength alone, but to your nearness that empowers and guides. Bless our minds with creative clarity that intimidation cannot cloud. Inspire solutions where problems once loomed large. Awaken ideas that bring life and progress. Let innovation flow freely, unblocked by fear of criticism or collapse. In thoughtful creativity, let blessing multiply beyond expectation, turning simple beginnings into lasting impact. Bless our relationships with unity that strengthens rather than strains. Where intimidation once bred suspicion, establish trust. Where pressure once divided, build harmony. Let kindness be quick and forgiveness abundant. In every bond within our family, weave threads of mutual honor that resist every attempt of fear to separate or silence. Let blessing overtake us in ordinary moments as well as extraordinary ones. In daily routines, reveal quiet miracles of provision and protection. Let small victories accumulate into great testimony. Teach us to recognize blessing not only in dramatic change, but in steady, sustaining grace that carries us through each step without intimidation's weight. Pour out spiritual abundance that refreshes our inner life. Let worship rise easily and prayer flow freely. Where fear once tightened our hearts, let praise open them wide. Saturate us with the gentle strength of your Spirit, so that courage becomes both gift and habit. In this spiritual richness, let intimidation find no space to plant doubt. Bless our future with pathways marked by hope rather than hesitation. Where fear once narrowed our expectations, widen them with promise. Establish opportunities that honor faith and reward perseverance. Let tomorrow feel secure, not because it is predictable, but because it is held by you. In confident anticipation, let our planning reflect trust instead of trembling. Break every curse of limitation spoken by intimidation. Replace words of never and cannot with declarations of possibility and purpose. Let spoken blessing rise over our family like a banner that defies fear's narrative. In this language of life, train our hearts to agree with heaven's abundance. Send timely helpers and wise companions to walk with us in seasons of growth. Let supportive voices amplify courage and steady our progress. Where intimidation once isolated us, let community now strengthen us. Through shared blessing, make our journey lighter and our victories sweeter. Let generosity flow from the blessings we receive. Teach us to give without fear of lack and to share without dread of loss. Multiply what we release for the good of others. In open-handed living, let intimidation's grip on resources loosen until abundance circulates freely through our lives. Consecrate our achievements so they remain rooted in humility and gratitude. Guard us from pride that forgets the giver. Let every success deepen dependence on your guidance. In thankful stewardship, let blessing remain pure, strong, and enduring. Transform past disappointments into fertile soil for new increase. Where intimidation once told us to expect less, teach us to believe for more. Redeem wasted efforts and restore delayed hopes. Let the memory of struggle magnify the joy of blessing. Establish a rhythm of celebration within our home. Mark victories with praise and milestones with gratitude. Let joy be practiced, not postponed. In shared rejoicing, weaken every echo of intimidation that once muted our delight. Bless our courage so it becomes contagious. As we move forward unafraid, let others find strength to rise beside us. Turn our progress into permission for many to believe again. In multiplied encouragement, let blessing extend far beyond our walls. If you are believing for favor, provision, and fearless advancement, declare in agreement, I walk in God's blessing, unshaken by intimidation. Let this confession anchor your trust in the goodness that follows you wherever you go. Fill our hearts with unshakable peace that silences fear at its first whisper. Let calm settle deeply within us, not as fragile quiet, but as steady assurance rooted in your constant presence. Where intimidation once stirred, restless thoughts and racing pulses, let stillness now take command. Teach our inner world to rest under your watchful care. Let peace become the first response instead of panic, the enduring atmosphere instead of the rare exception, the firm foundation beneath every feeling and thought. Let peace rule every relationship within our family. Where tension once flared quickly, establish patience that endures. Where sharp words once followed stressful moments, grow gentle speech that heals. Remove the reflex to defend ourselves in fear and replace it with the courage to understand one another in love. Let disagreements be guided by calm wisdom rather than pressured urgency. In every exchange, let your peace be the quiet authority that keeps unity intact and hearts open. Saturate our home with calm, driving out tension and dread. Let every room carry the fragrance of rest. Where walls once echoed with worry, let them now echo with reassurance. Make our dwelling a harbor where storms lose their strength. When we cross the threshold, let burdens grow lighter and breathing grow deeper. Establish our home as living proof that peace is stronger than intimidation and gentleness, more powerful than threat. Quiet every internal storm that seeks to intimidate us. When anxious thoughts surge like waves, speak stillness over them. When emotions rise in sudden gusts, anchor us in steady trust. Let the winds of worry meet the immovable mountain of your presence. Teach us to pause, to breathe, to remember that we are held. In that remembrance, let turmoil subside until even strong feelings move within the wide boundaries of peace. Quiet every external storm that seeks to unsettle us. When circumstances grow loud and unpredictable, let your nearness grow louder still. When voices of pressure and fear attempt to dictate our reactions, surround us with tranquil authority. Make us immovable in the midst of noise. Let peace guard our actions so we do not mirror chaos, but answer it with composed courage. Anchor us in the assurance that you never leave nor forsake us. Let this certainty become the deep root from which all peace grows. When intimidation claims abandonment, answer it with companionship. When fear predicts isolation, reveal abiding presence. Teach our hearts to rest in the truth that wherever we stand, we are accompanied. In that awareness, let solitude lose its sting and uncertainty lose its edge. Guard our thoughts with peace that filters what we allow to linger. When fearful images attempt to replay, replace them with gentle reminders of your faithfulness. Train our minds to return quickly to calm when worry wanders far. Let meditation on your promises become the steady rhythm of our thinking. In disciplined restfulness, let intimidation find no foothold in imagination. Let peace steady our bodies when stress tries to tighten every muscle. Relax clenched shoulders, soften guarded expressions, and slow, hurried breath. Teach our physical being the language of rest. Let heartbeat and posture testify that we are safe. In bodily tranquility, weaken the physical echo of fear until our presence itself communicates quiet strength. Establish peaceful rhythms in our days and nights. Let waking be greeted by calm expectation and rest be embraced without lingering dread. Guard our sleep from anxious interruption. Let dreams be gentle and renewing. When we rise, let serenity remain. In this steady cycle, let intimidation lose its power to disrupt our inner and outer life. Make our conversations carriers of peace. Let our words soothe rather than stir. Where silence once grew heavy with unspoken fear, let gentle honesty lighten the air. Teach us to listen without defensiveness and speak without urgency. In this exchange of calm truth, let relationships deepen and intimidation retreat. Release forgiveness that dissolves lingering agitation. Where resentment once replayed old injuries, wash hearts with mercy. Let peace close doors that anger would leave ajar. Free us from the restless need to rehearse past wrongs. In reconciled memory, let our emotional landscape grow quiet and spacious again. Send the soft ministry of your Spirit to hover over our thoughts like morning light over still waters. Let that holy nearness continually remind us that peace is not distant but present, not fragile but guarded. Where intimidation tests our calm, reinforce it gently yet firmly. In this quiet companionship, let fear tire and fall silent. Let peace guide our decisions so we choose from confidence rather than compulsion. When pressured to act quickly from dread, teach us to wait in tranquility. When tempted to retreat from imagined danger, strengthen us to remain steady. In measured movement, let peace shape our path. Consecrate our home as a sanctuary of calm for all who enter. Let guests sense rest before words are spoken. Let laughter rise easily and worry find no seat at our table. Make our dwelling a refuge where intimidation cannot linger and peace feels natural and strong. Transform memories of chaos into testimonies of tranquility. Where storms once ruled our story, write chapters of serenity. Let the contrast magnify your faithfulness. In remembered rescue, deepen present rest. Guard our future with anticipatory peace. Where fear once predicted trouble, plant hopeful expectation. Let tomorrow be welcomed without dread, because it is entrusted to you. In forward-looking calm, let intimidation lose the power to define what lies ahead. If you are believing for unshakable peace over your heart, family, and home, declare in agreement. I rest secure in God's perfect peace. Let this confession settle your spirit and affirm the calm that surrounds you now. Restore our courage, where fear once stole our voice, where intimidation pressed our words back into silence. Release a renewed boldness that speaks with grace and conviction. Let the places within us that learned to hide now learn to stand. Heal the tremor that once followed every attempt to rise. Establish a steady confidence that does not depend on approval or circumstance, but on your abiding presence. Let courage return not as sudden force, but as enduring strength that grows with every faithful step. Rebuild broken hopes and dreams within our family. Where disappointment scattered our expectations like fragments, gather them into new wholeness. Breathe life into aspirations that once felt unreachable. Transform regret into readiness and delay into preparation. Let old visions be renewed with clearer purpose and deeper trust. Teach us that lost opportunities do not define our story, because your restoring hand writes chapters beyond what intimidation tried to erase. Renew our home as a place of strength and spiritual resilience. Where walls once witnessed fear, let them now witness rising faith. Reconstruct the atmosphere of our dwelling with encouragement, trust, and shared prayer. Let every repaired memory strengthen our unity, establish foundations of peace that cannot be shaken by pressure or threat. Make our home a living testimony that restoration is stronger than ruin and healing greater than harm. Give back opportunities lost to intimidation and delay. Where doors once closed because fear held us back, open new doors marked by wisdom and timing. Return chances to serve, create, and lead with renewed clarity. Let paths once abandoned become roads traveled with confidence. Redeem wasted seasons and transform hesitation into decisive progress. In every regained moment, reveal that what seemed forfeited was only being prepared for fuller restoration. Refresh our faith continually through awareness of your nearness. Where belief once felt thin and fragile, deepen it with living encounter. Let trust grow strong through daily reminders that you walk beside us. Replace spiritual fatigue with quiet expectancy. When doubt tries to revisit old wounds, meet it with fresh assurance. In renewed faith, let intimidation find no place to root itself again. Restore our inner stability where fear once fractured our peace. Rebuild the emotional ground beneath our steps so we move without trembling. Strengthen fragile places with patient grace. Where sudden memories once stirred panic, plant calm understanding. Let every repaired feeling become a pillar that supports lasting courage. In emotional wholeness, let our presence carry steadiness to others still searching for rest. Heal the narratives we tell ourselves about who we are. Where intimidation once wrote stories of weakness, rewrite them with truth of identity and calling. Replace labels of failure with names of purpose. Let every inner word echo dignity rather than doubt. In restored self-understanding, let confidence grow quietly and securely, rooted in who you say we are. Rebuild trust where betrayal once eroded confidence. Where fear taught us to guard every doorway of the heart, restore wise openness. Let caution become discernment instead of isolation. Knit relationships together with honesty and gentle strength. In renewed connection, let intimidation lose its power to separate and silence. Restore creative energy where pressure once drained imagination. Awaken gifts that went dormant under fear's shadow. Let ideas return with fresh clarity and bold expression. Replace mental weariness with inspired vision. In creative restoration, let our work become evidence that fear cannot extinguish what you have planted within us. Repair our sense of time where intimidation made us feel perpetually late or left behind. Teach us that restoration does not rush yet never fails. Align our pace with your wisdom. Where urgency once drove anxious striving, establish patient progress. In redeemed timing, let each step feel purposeful rather than pressured. Send gentle help that strengthens our rebuilding. Let wise counsel, timely encouragement, and quiet support reinforce our restoration. Where we once felt alone in repair, surround us with companionship. In shared renewal, let hope multiply and weariness diminish. Cleanse lingering traces of oppression from our thoughts and spaces. Let light fill corners where heaviness once hid. Consecrate every restored area of life as guarded ground where intimidation cannot return. In purified atmosphere, let freedom breathe easily. Transform scars into signs of survival and strength. Where wounds once defined limitation, let healed places testify to endurance. Teach us to honor the journey of restoration without glorifying the pain. In remembered rescue, let gratitude deepen courage. Re-establish rhythms of joy where fear once dictated caution. Let celebration become natural again. Mark progress with praise and small victories with shared delight. In practice joy, let intimidation find no echo. Restore our forward movement with steady resolve. Where hesitation once paused every plan, create confident continuation. Let each new endeavor rise on foundations of healing and wisdom. In purposeful action, let restoration become visible and strong. Guard the work of renewal from subtle erosion. When old doubts attempt to whisper, answer them with lived evidence of healing. When familiar fears approach, meet them with established courage. In protected restoration, let growth endure. Consecrate our restored lives for service and blessing. Let healing overflow beyond us into others still bound by fear. In generous sharing of what you have rebuilt, let restoration multiply. If you are believing for renewed courage, restored dreams, and revived faith, declare in agreement, I am restored by God's presence. Let this confession anchor your heart in the power that rebuilds all things. Grant us wisdom to face challenges with confident clarity. Where intimidation once blurred our thinking and rushed our reactions, steady our minds with patient understanding. Let insight rise above impulse. Teach us to pause in your presence before we proceed in any direction. Replace confusion with discernment that sees beneath appearances and beyond threats. When pressure demands immediate answers, give us the grace to wait for truthful ones. In every decision, let wisdom become our quiet strength and fearless guide. Teach our family to respond to pressure with godly insight rather than anxious reaction. Where fear once dictated hurried choices, form habits of thoughtful listening. Let our conversations be shaped by reflection and prayer. Establish a shared language of wisdom that turns tense moments into opportunities for growth. When intimidation attempts to divide our thinking, unite our understanding under your gentle instruction. Establish wise order and understanding within our home. Arrange responsibilities with balance and fairness. Remove chaos that feeds fear and replace it with structure that nurtures peace. Let routines reflect purpose rather than pressure. In this ordered life, let every member find clarity of role and freedom of contribution. May our dwelling become a school of wisdom, where daily living trains hearts to remain calm under strain. Help us discern truth over threatening illusions. When fear paints exaggerated dangers, open our eyes to reality guarded by your presence. Expose false narratives that claim inevitable defeat. Teach us to test every thought against your promises. Let discernment separate real caution from imagined peril. In clear seeing, let intimidation lose its disguise and its persuasive power. Let every choice we make reflect trust in your presence. When options appear equal, yet fear pushes toward the safest hiding place, guide us toward faithful courage. Align our preferences with your purposes. Make wisdom the bridge between belief and action. In each step chosen with calm conviction, let intimidation retreat before steady trust. Strengthen our ability to learn from past moments without being trapped by them. Where former mistakes once bred paralyzing doubt, draw lessons that produce confident growth. Let memory become mentor, not jailer. Transform regret into refined judgment. In this mature understanding, let wisdom outlive fear's echo. Guard our thoughts from manipulation that mimics wisdom but is rooted in intimidation. When voices of urgency demand compliance, let discernment question their source. When threats masquerade as guidance, unveil their emptiness. Teach us to recognize the difference between wise counsel and fearful pressure. In protected thinking, let truth remain unshaken. Send timely understanding when situations feel complex and layered. Illuminate hidden connections and unseen outcomes. Let clarity arrive before confusion multiplies. Guide our reasoning so we do not wander in circles of worry. In revealed understanding, let wisdom become light that shortens every shadow. Train our hearts to welcome correction without shame. Where intimidation once equated error with failure, teach us that adjustment is growth. Let humility open doors to deeper insight. Replace defensive fear with teachable courage. In this posture of learning, let wisdom increase steadily and fear decrease quietly. Shape our speech with thoughtful restraint and purposeful courage. When pressure tempts us to speak hastily, slow our words into clarity. When intimidation pushes for silence, release truth with gentleness. Let wisdom govern both what we say and what we withhold. In balanced expression, let communication become safe and strong. Guide our planning with foresight that anticipates without fearing. Show us how to prepare wisely while trusting fully. Let strategy be guided by hope rather than dread. When future possibilities feel uncertain, anchor our reasoning in your steady faithfulness. In wise preparation, let intimidation find no control over our expectations. Establish discernment in our relationships. Help us recognize influences that nurture courage and those that drain it. Draw us toward voices that echo your wisdom. Distance us from counsel that feeds fear. In rightly chosen companionship, let understanding flourish. Let wisdom shape our responses to conflict. When challenged, keep us calm. When opposed, keep us steady. Teach us to answer with reasoned grace rather than reactive force. In wise engagement, let intimidation lose the argument before it begins. Send the quiet guidance of your spirit to remind us in crucial moments what truth requires. Let gentle inner nudges redirect rash intentions. Let peaceful conviction replace anxious compulsion. In this subtle leading, let wisdom be accessible and near. Transform uncertainty into an invitation to seek deeper insight. Where we once saw only risk, reveal hidden opportunity for understanding. Let questions lead us to prayerful listening rather than fearful speculation. In curious trust, let wisdom grow strong. Consecrate our intellect for holy purpose. Guard our reasoning from pride that ignores your counsel. Let every insight return thanks to its source. In grateful understanding, let knowledge remain humble and useful. Strengthen our patience so wisdom has time to form. Where intimidation urges haste, establish steady endurance. Teach us that clarity often unfolds in quiet persistence. In patient thought, let wise decisions mature. Make our home a dwelling place of thoughtful peace, where ideas are weighed carefully and truth is honored deeply. Let discussion be safe and reflection welcome. In this atmosphere of understanding, let intimidation find no echo. If you are seeking clear wisdom that overcomes fear and confusion, declare in agreement, I choose God's wisdom and walk in understanding. Let this confession align your mind with divine clarity and steady your heart in truth. Lead us into triumph over every intimidating battle that has risen against our minds, our family, and our home. Where fear once forecast defeat, let victory now define our expectation. March us forward with steady courage, not because opposition is absent, but because your presence is constant. Let every challenge become ground where your strength is displayed and our resilience is revealed. In each confrontation with intimidation, establish an outcome that proclaims freedom rather than retreat. Give our family courage to stand firm until victory is seen. When pressure lingers and results seem delayed, anchor us in patient endurance. Strengthen our resolve so we do not abandon the field of faith. Let unity hold us upright when weariness whispers surrender. Teach us to persist with calm confidence, trusting that every steadfast moment is shaping a greater breakthrough. In shared perseverance, let intimidation exhaust itself against unmovable trust. Make our home a testimony of overcoming through your strength. Let stories told within our walls recount rescue instead of ruin. Where fear once set the tone, let praise now set the atmosphere. Establish a culture of victory where gratitude rises quickly and hope remains high. May every room bear witness that intimidation visited but could not stay, threatened but could not rule, approached but could not conquer. Turn fear into fuel for resilient faith and action. Transform trembling into momentum and hesitation into purposeful steps. Where intimidation tried to halt our progress, let it now mark the starting line of bold obedience. Use remembered battles to train present courage. In redeemed struggle, let determination grow gentle yet unbreakable. Let our lives proclaim that with you beside us, we cannot be defeated, not because trials never appear, but because they never stand alone. Declare over our paths that opposition meets a greater power and threats meet a stronger promise. Crown our journey with victories both quiet and visible, each one echoing the truth that courage anchored in your presence prevails. Establish lasting triumph that guards tomorrow as surely as it answers today. Let victory mature into wisdom and gratitude into strength. As we rise beyond intimidation again and again, make our standing firm an enduring witness of your faithful nearness and conquering love in the name of Jesus. Amen. If this word strengthens your heart, declare Amen and let courage rise within you today. Share this prayer so someone facing fear finds boldness to move forward. Be the voice that reminds another soul that God goes with them wherever they step. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss this. May your home be covered in healing, protection, wisdom, and peace. May intimidation fall and faith stand unshaken. Walk forward fearless, guided, restored, and victorious. You are not alone. His presence surrounds you always. Be strong, be courageous, and watch every barrier bow before God's unfailing power. Today, tomorrow, forever, you will overcome through Him by faith alone. Amen.